What's going on, guys? My name is Jared. This will be the first video of this channel. It's going to be kind of a fitness related channel, but a little bit of a different style of fitness channel. So basically what this is all about, I'm just a regular person. I'm a regular guy. I'm 28 years old. And I've been in and out of fitness my entire life. I played sports when I was younger, and dealt through a lot of injuries throughout my childhood from playing sports. Not a lot, but dealt with some injuries. I was part of a powerlifting class when I was in grade school, and that's kind of my introduction into lifting and fitness and all of that. I marched drum corps in the summer of 2008 when I was 17 years old. For anybody that knows what that is. I've been physically active through sports and other related things for a lot of my childhood, and then as I got older, I found bodybuilding when I was 18 years old, I guess. The first show I ever watched was the New York Pro in 2009, and ever since then, it's just kind of been something that I've enjoyed keeping up with. Kind of aspired to be like, but I've never really taken it seriously before. And then my body composition, my health, my weight, all of that stuff has gone up and down and up and down, and been good, been really bad. I mean, literally huge fluctuations. I think the heaviest I've ever been is about 285, and the lightest I've been is sub 200 pounds. So that's a huge fluctuation. It's not anything that I'm super proud of. When I was at my heaviest, I was extremely unhealthy. I was not eating right. I wasn't exercising. I didn't care about, my health or anything like that. And that's been, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years ago, maybe longer than that, 7 or 8 years ago, that I was at my unhealthiest, or my lowest, I guess, motivation level. And since then, I've pretty much stayed right around the between 230 and 250, which is still pretty unhealthy, but my blood pressure is good, physicals are good, doctors say I'm healthy. I'm just a bigger guy. I carry weight, but kind of I've been active in the gym. I go through spurts where I'm super motivated, super dedicated. I go every day, I eat right. I've learned a whole bunch about nutrition over the past probably 3 or 4 years. I became really, really interested in that aspect of it. So much so that I consider going to college to study just nutrition, to be a dietitian, because I really find it fascinating. But ultimately I decided not to do that. I am in college. I know I'm old to be in college. I'm a senior at the University of Mississippi. I'm studying managerial finance. I work a full-time job. I live a normal life, quote unquote normal life, whatever you would consider that to be. That's what I live. I don't have crazy genetics. Obviously, I'm overweight. I'm unhappy with the way that I look in the mirror. And so that kind of led me to where I am now. So this video or this channel is really going to be dedicated to people that are ordinary people like me, who get caught up in Instagram, coaches, or online coaches in general, and who to trust, who not to trust. What's the process? Is hiring an IFBB pro bodybuilder the right thing for me? Is it not? What's the process involved with hiring somebody that's an IFBB pro bodybuilder, especially if you're not somebody that wants to go in and become an IFBB pro bodybuilder, go into NPC competing? Is that going to benefit me? Do they understand what I want to do, or what my goals are? And so I hope to answer a lot of those questions and kind of involve everybody in the process that I'm going to be going through. So some background information. I hired IFBB pro Nick Trigili to be my coach. I hired him for a year. 1 year is what I've signed up for. I actually hired him about 3 weeks ago, but I was in my final week of college, and then I was out of town for a number of days, so I hadn't actually started doing any training or anything like that, at least not under him until this past week. But I wanted to walk you guys through kind of what the sign up process is, what to expect specifically with Nick Trigili, and just give some feedback of what I think, why I chose Nick, and what I expect going forward. So first off, let's talk about what the sign up process is. So I sent him a DM on Instagram, and I basically said, look, this is something that I want to do. It was really simple. It wasn't a hard process. He works with everybody. He's willing to work with anybody from top level IFBB pro athletes down to 18-year-old kids that don't know what they're doing, that just want some guidance. He works with anyone. You're not limited to just fitting the lifestyle of a bodybuilder or somebody that's trying to be competitive. He takes on lifestyle clients that are just trying to change their lives and get healthier and all of that. So I sent Nick a DM and said, look, this is something that I'm interested in. I would like to join. And he was very to the point, and I mean that in a good way. I can imagine when you're using Instagram or really any social media, you get a lot of BS, right? You get a lot of people that act like they're interested, but they don't have the money. And so in an effort to filter out the BS, you have to be straight to the point. Either you're ready to sign up today or you're not. And if you're not ready to sign up today, that's fine, but don't waste my time, and I don't want to waste yours. And so that's the way that he comes off, which I respect. I don't have any issues with that whatsoever. It was very quick and to the point, but you can also tell by the way that he handled himself that he's a very professional individual, and I like that. And so I had some questions for him up front. It actually took me about 2 or 3 days to actually hire him, to send him the money. After you send him the money, you go through a sign up process. You fill out a questionnaire, kind of what are your goals, where are you at, just general knowledge stuff. What's your experience level, things like that, and then you give them some time. And for me, I want to say it took about a week in order for me to get my first initial a write-up of supplementation, of training, and of diet. And he's very open, honest, and upfront about what that process is. You do weekly check-ins. Just because you don't hear back from me after a check-in doesn't mean that there's something wrong. It just means that I'm not changing anything, which if it's broke, why fix it? I think that's people that sign up with coaches. They expect a lot of times to see week to week adjustments, and that's not necessary, right? If something's working, then there's no reason to adjust anything. It's when stuff's not working that you make adjustments. And so, like I said, the downtime or the wait time after I initially signed up to when I actually got my first installment, if you will, it was about a week, but that didn't bother me because I had at least 2 weeks before I was going to be starting for real starting. So I was fine with the wait. After he first initially sent me everything, I looked over it, reviewed everything. Everything was thorough. It was well laid out. It was black and white, cut and dry. It's very easy to understand. It's extremely thorough, and he is easy to contact at any point in time. He gets back to you really quickly. I had a few questions about some things. I sent him all my questions in one message. Within 5 minutes, he replied, answering everything. So he's very thorough. He's very fast. Communication is very easy. He takes a lot of time to dedicate to his the people that he's training, which is a great thing. That's exactly what you want to see. You can tell he's extremely knowledgeable in all of this. He knows his stuff. If you follow him on YouTube, which I was watching his YouTube videos, I was following him on social media before I signed up with him, you can definitely tell he knows what he's talking about, which is what I wanted. And so that's kind of been the process. I started, this is officially the end of my first week, and it's exactly what I was looking for. It's something that's really well structured. Kind of what the reason why I wanted to sign up with somebody with an online coach in the first place is because I wanted to simplify my life. I know about nutrition and I know about exercise and I know how to do things, even though I don't look the part, right? I don't look like some physique model. I don't look like a bodybuilder. I look like a regular dude. I'm overweight. Although I'm healthy, I don't look the healthiest, and I don't fall into that category of educated, and I'm not anywhere near the level that Nick is in education, but I know some things. I'm educated in some things, and I'm comfortable training, and I know the process. I've been through the process in my body. I've lost a lot of weight at times. I've gained a lot of weight at times. I understand how my body works, and I didn't want to have to think about it. I didn't want to have to think about what do I need to eat today, what do I need to eat tomorrow, what should my cardio be today, what should I lift today. I wanted everything to be simplified. I didn't want to have to think about any of it, and that's the biggest driving force, or the biggest reason why I looked into hiring a coach in the first place, is just to make things as simple as possible, and Nick has done that. Everything is laid out, everything is cut and dry. You follow the directions. You eat when you're supposed to, you train when you're supposed to, you do the amount of cardio that you're supposed to do, you follow his training guidelines, and that's it. And now I'm plugged in, I'm 100% on board, and I'm just in with this process, and now it's just it's going to be results, and I'm creating this channel to keep up with my results and to show people the process involved, because a lot of people don't know what the process is. They're afraid of hiring a coach, specifically an IFBB pro, when they're not interested in going into bodybuilding, which I'm going to say that I'm not. It's not that I'm not interested in going bodybuilding, because I would love to step on stage. I would love to do that, and I really want to push myself to potentially get to that point. But the reality of it right now is that I'm nowhere near that, right? This is a complete lifestyle change for me. So if you're just somebody that's looking to get healthier and to like the way that you look, or to improve your physique in any way, shape, or form, I definitely encourage you to at least look into what Nick has to offer, because although I'm only 1 week in, the experience so far has been really great, and I'm looking forward to the improvements that I see in my body and in my life week to week. So what to kind of expect as we go forward. This is just primarily an introduction video. And in the coming weeks, my goal is to make one of these a week, either every Saturday, every Sunday, just sit down and kind of outline what my previous week was, if there were any changes made, kind of talk about the process of making changes, talk about any of my interactions with Nick and how that all works, and then go through what exactly am I doing, go through some of the diet stuff without going too far in depth, because I'm not trying to take away from him, right? And you shouldn't exactly be wanting what I've got, because what I've got is tailored towards me and not tailored towards you. And that's the beauty of hiring somebody in the first place, is that they tailor everything to what you want. What are your goals? Where are you at with your physique right now? And what do we need to make you better? So what works for me, or what's set up for me, isn't set up for you, and frankly probably won't work for you. But I'll go through kind of how I do things, some tips and tricks on what I do. I'll try to get some training stuff, although I don't have a training partner. I've primarily always trained by myself. So lifting is almost always done by myself. Every once in a while I'll have a buddy that'll say, hey, you want to work out today? And I'll have somebody to there with me. But when I'm training by myself, it's really difficult to record workouts. So unless I can get a training partner, if somebody lives in the Memphis area and is looking for a training partner, hit me up, because I'm definitely looking for somebody to train with. I just haven't found anybody yet. But yeah, that's kind of what I would expect going forward, or what you could expect going forward. Weekly check-ins on here. I will throw up my starting pictures on this video, as well as my Instagram's already got my first week's worth of pictures. So if you'd like to follow me on Instagram at, I believe it's _ Jarod, JAROD _fitness _. I'll leave a link to my Instagram handle in the description down below, and yeah, that's probably the best way to contact me. Instagram's really the only social media that I use. I don't use Facebook or Snapchat or any of that. Twitter, I don't use any of that. So Instagram's pretty much the only place to get a hold of me, to contact me. If you have any questions or want to reach out to me and ask any questions about Nick, or what I'm doing, or what my experience is, or just try to, I'll answer whatever questions you have that I can answer. I can direct you to Nick as well if there are questions that are better suited for him. But I'll answer anything that I can. I'm open and honest up front. I'm just trying to document this whole process and really help people that haven't been through this process before, or are afraid to go through this process because they don't know what to expect. I'm here to show you what you can expect. Again, if you want to stay more in tune with what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, look at my Instagram. I'm posting stories about what I'm eating. I'm active on that, specifically on my stories. I'll be more active. That Instagram is brand new, so it's not well established yet, but I created it just for this, to document this journey. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in a comment. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. I will respond to everybody and anybody. Any questions involved, I will answer truthfully. So yeah, I think that covers everything for this introduction video. Again, this is Jarod, and I'm out. Peace.